This is Ed, and welcome back to Global TV Talk Show. Our very special guest today is in Mexico City. Welcome, Adriana Fuentes Diaz.
Thank you, Ed. Nice to see you again and to talk about different subjects in this month. I mean, we will continue to Strong Women Overcoming Life Challenges subject, but yeah, happy to be here again.
So this is a picture that I took here in San Diego Harbor on Shelter Island, and you see the sailboats in the background there. But this is a real picture. I did not doctor it up, and it's a pathway along the yacht club, Kona Kai Yacht Club in
I
San
like it.
and is just a beautiful pathway. So I thought it might be helpful to have this visual for this particular topic. Why don't you reintroduce the extent of this topic and why this one is special for you?
Yeah, it's we'll talk about challenging relationship between parents and kids, and definitely, parent and kids relationship can be deeply, I think, rewarding, but at the same time emotionally complex. And of course, challenges often arise to different generation gaps, different expectations, of course, communication that is so important between parents and kids. But yeah, it is like I just mentioned, it's very interesting and nice and lovely, but very challenging at the same time.
And I selected this picture as a background because we want the show to uh, envelop people and find a pathway as a result of the conversation and the topic, find a pathway toward a solution of a problem. So tell us more about your take on this topic.
I think doing, reading, writing, and doing some research, definitely, I can say that there are five things, or the most important things to consider at this stage in our life. There are five things. That is communication. Definitely, it's one of the most important. Empathy, boundaries, expectation versus reality. That is, kind of hard, but yeah, it is important also. And growth mindset. I mean, if you want, we can just go quickly to each of them. But I think these five things that parents and kids, or we should consider to have a good relation between us.
Yes, let's do that.
I mean, communication, as I just mentioned, the first one should be, open, honest, respectful, and especially listen without judgment, and this is so important to both sides. I mean, for kids, not just, it's easy to just judge parents about we are guilty for many things, or, vice versa. So this is so important, why communication we really have to put in practice every day with single things. Empathy, both sides need to seeing things from the other perspective. It is, sometimes point we should see exactly things from their perspective, and they have to kind of or they should try to do the same with us. Boundaries, healthy boundaries promote mutual respect and prevent problems. Expectation versus reality. Unrealistic expectation often, just go to have some conflict. And accepting each other limitations, definitely it is also important to consider. And the last one, growth mindset. Relationship, evolve. What work in childhood may not work in adolescence, for example, or adulthood. So be flexible, also have flexibility, I think, is crucial. And the last thing for me, especially as a parent, I think respect is non-negotiable in all ways. I mean, uh, yeah, definitely respect at home, and with the relationship between parents and kids, it is not to be negotiable.
And go a little bit deeper about that statement.
about respect is non-negotiable.
Yeah. By non-negotiable, you mean it's a given, it's a rule.
It is a rule. And yeah, definitely should be, kids needs to have limits, to have rules at home.
Boundaries. Yeah.
Boundaries, exactly. And when I say I have some friends that also they're like millennial parents, and I see the difference between me and them, and I think they're like much more flexible with them. They're afraid to set, like some rules to their kids. They don't kind of, I don't want to say they don't care, but if the kids just scream or just say bad words in front of the parents. And this is why I think respect, it should be a rule at home, between even like a daily conversation should be very respectful in all ways.
Hmm. Okay. So what is the solution to um, difficulty? The people go through difficult times. It just happens.
Yeah, I think, always have this communication. I mean, and let me tell you a little bit about my relationship with my son, that he's turning this weekend 20 years old. So um even that he think is an adult, but I don't think he's an adult, totally an adult yet. He knows that at home we have rules, uh, and if he doesn't like the rules, he can go to live with a roomie, with his girlfriend, with whoever else he wants. So he knows we have rules. And even like he goes to college and then he's working also at night, I try really to spend quality time with him, even if it's 1 hour, at dinner time, no cellulars in the table. So let's talk about your day, my day, because it is important for parents to know what is happening in their life, and also I like to share, with him about my day, about my worries, about my success, about anything. But communication, definitely, it's a key. And going back to the millennials generation, I think, or what I see with my even with my friend is like, I think they don't have time, or they don't want to really spend some time with them. It's easier to to give them some electronic device to their kids, just to be stay cool with that. And it's kind of different. Each generation is very different, but communication and respect is one of the things that for me, in my case, is non-negotiable, definitely.
So 20 years old son. Wow. That that's different than 15-year-old. And quite a difference in 5 years, I bet.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I mean, my parents, they give me a little bit different education that I'm, giving to my son. And some things, of course, I say, my parents, they gave me a good education. But one of the things that I'm trying to do with my son is to have more communication about, even like about sex, about really, about money. My parents, they never, talk with me about the importance of saving money, the importance of many things that it is, real life. It is what it is. They have to be conscious about so many things. And I don't want to have any taboo with my son about, about things in life. I would just like to talk straight with him.
And what kind of work is he doing? I assume it's part-time.
He's studying law, so he's an intern in a law firm.
Oh,
So
good.
yeah, so he's very happy. I think definitely he will be a good lawyer, because since he was a little kid, he was like all the time, like talking and talking and argue, like, why you tell me this, mom, and why you're, I can't do this or I can't do that. So it's yeah, but he's happy studying that.
Yeah, I bet. All right. So, um, So when you guys talk, is he sourcing evidence of what you're saying?
Kind of. Yeah, yeah. But you know what? Another thing that I can say is like another taboo maybe in the past is like what about especially in adolescence. Also, I have some friends that they're passing like very hard time with their adolescence, and maybe just go and find some family counselor. That why not to ask for help to somebody with uh, you know uh, the education and of course the skills that can help parents and kids to have better relationship. Maybe when my parents, they never thought about have family counselor, or my grandparents, but today we have kind of that opportunities that if we think it is like the relationship is not good at all, why not to ask for help and to these family counselors.
Yeah, of course they can always watch YouTube.
Exactly. I mean, we have, many tools right now in our life to try to really work in parent and kids relationship.
So when it comes to um, dating,
Mhm.
I never discussed anything like this with my parents.
But dating somebody, I
Uh,
mean,
well,
what do you
well,
mean?
when I was in that age bracket,
Mhm.
I never had any of those conversations with my parents ever.
Me neither.
Okay, so why do you? So you think it's better to have the conversations?
No, you know what? I mean, of course, we have to respect, their decision in some ways. But as a parent, you know that if something is good or bad for them, and it is important to communicate. O sea, I have sometimes this conversation that maybe my son feels uncomfortable, but I don't care. I always tell him like, please listen me, because I didn't have the opportunity to talk about, different topics with my parents. So please listen me. I will respect your opinion. Maybe you and I will not have the same opinions in, whatever subject, but please listen to me, and I feel much better just telling you what is my point of view about something, and just like listen without judging. That is important also.
So, how do you think he views you as an author of 4 books about strong women?
Yeah. No, no, no.
I mean, that's a mountain to climb here.
No, like I'm happy because so I know he's very proud of me. But I remember writing the fourth book, A Strong Woman Speak About Sex. It's one of the chapters is sex and education. And on that time he was 18. So I knew the school, have some these subjects about sexuality, but as a single mom, I have this father and mother role. So I decided that that was the perfect timing for writing that book for me to talk with him about sex. And so when I finished to write this chapter with a sexologist here in Mexico as a co-author, I told my son that, I print the whole chapter, and I told my son, read this chapter about sex and education, and you and I will have a conversation. And of course, it was mom, I don't think we need to have that conversation. Yes, 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 we have to have this conversation. So, like now, yeah, he's, happy that we have very open communication.
So, in this relationship thing, he he's the lawyer and you're the judge.
I didn't see it that way, but
I mean, from his point of view, I'm just putting myself in that role. Is that, I'm gonna start stuttering or
you know what is funny? Because like the other day he came with, as our night conversation, he told me like, "Mom, I need to ask you a permission." And just with that phrase, I like it that, he knows that even he's 20, he is still asking me for permission. And he's not just, like do whatever he's want with his life. And I was okay. So what permission do you need? And he told me like, I want to go to Africa next spring break to have, to be a volunteer in some I think elephant sanctuary or something like that, but by myself to go to Africa. And I was like, and you know what? I didn't, o sea, in some moment I thought like, wow, what a great adventure, definitely for his age. But I didn't have exactly the answer in that moment because for me, my brain started thinking about, oh my God, he will go alone with who, which company or, and I told him like, let me think about it, let me think about it. And then we'll talk in the next few days again about that. So um, my point is like I think parents we should not be afraid to have to put limits with our kids to really have this open communication to set some rules between our relations. And this is why I'm a little bit worried about the new generation of parents because they're like so kind of open. And definitely I don't think it, since my very point of view, I don't think that's good. Kids need rules and they also need limits.
Oh, it's fascinating conversation. So we have about 5 or 6 minutes remaining in this brief, um, but really interesting conversation. Um, I wish I had a mom like you at that age,
Oh, thank you.
but
That's
I
a very
didn't.
lovely comment.
But I didn't. It was I don't know. At that age, I couldn't wait to get out and get away. So
I,
you're fortunate to have that relationship. Uh, or if he goes to Africa, will he come back?
I hope so. He needs to be a lawyer in Mexico. We need many lawyers, so I hope so he come back.
This has really been a nice conversation. Thank you very much for being on our show again. And would you like to sum up?
Yeah, definitely this topic we can talk for hours. Maybe we can set some other time to keep talking about this topic and also give some nice advices to to whoever will see the show, because it is important, it is very challenging. And the thing is like some people that close friends, they ask me like, Adriana, you read a lot, so there's some book that you can as to tell me that if I read it, I will be a better parent, a better mom or dad. And definitely there's no book that it's like that you can read and be a good parent. It's just day by day, like uh, trying to be the best, trying to be very close to them, to have a lot of communication, to talk about many things that maybe they're uncomfortable for both of you. But there's many things. There's no book or to learn how to be a good parent, but life is is just part of the understanding and to them yeah, to how to be a good parent. It's just part of the life.
Strong advice. So what's the website people can find you at?
www.adrianafuentesdiaz.com. So in there, or in social media, Instagram, El Mundo de Adriana Fuentes Diaz, they can see all the tips that I give to parents and all the subject that I talk about, women, adolescents and kids and many other things. So thank you, Ed, for this opportunity and this
Okay.
lovely subject between you and I.
Yeah, it's a pathway towards understanding and what? Trust. Building building trust. Psychologically safe environment in your home for your son to actually have a conversation like this.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you. Have a great day and see you the next time.
Thank you. You made my day. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Ciao.